André Leon Talley, the former longtime creative director for Vogue and a fashion icon in his own right, has died at age 73, according to a statement on his official Instagram account. Talley was a pioneer in the fashion industry, a black man in an often insular world dominated by white men and women. In 2017, at an event at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, Talley described the challenges of promoting diversity on the glossy pages of fashion magazines. "I worked behind the scenes. I did it in dulcet tones, and I was persistent and tenacious. I always assumed a very quiet role. I didn't scream and yell and was the best strategy, because that was the world I moved in. After all, it was Vogue, darling," he told host Tamron Hall. Talley was born in Washington, D.C. but at 2 months old, his parents brought him to Durham, North Carolina, where he was raised by his grandmother, Benny Frances Davis, whom he called Mama. In his 2020 memoir, The Chiffon Trenches, he described his early joy of immersing himself in books at the City Library in Durham. "My world became the glossy pages of Vogue, where I could read about Truman Capote's legendary ball, given at the Plaza, in honor of Katharine Graham," he wrote. A signature moment in his youth was the inauguration of President John F. Kennedy and the presence of his glamorous wife Jackie Kennedy, describing her as the first influencer of the modern world. "I was obsessed with her pillbox hat, and her little snippet of fur at the collar, and her fur-edged." Talley arrived in New York in 1974, and found himself quickly at the frenzied intersection of fashion and art, working and mingling with the likes of Halston, Karl Lagerfeld, and Andy Warhol. After a stint in Paris with Women's Wear Daily, Talley joined Vogue in 1983 as news director. He was promoted to creative director in 1988 and later served as editor-at-large. Except for a period with W magazine in Paris, he remained a fixture at Vogue for nearly 4 decades. At 6'6" and with a booming voice, Talley was a towering figure in every sense. He was often seen sitting in the front row of elite fashion shows alongside editor-in-chief Ann Winter, and his influence over fashion continued long after his departure from Vogue in 2013. Talley appeared as a judge on America's Next Top Model and was the subject of a documentary The Gospel According to André, which was released in 2017, and was awarded the Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres by the French government in honor of his contribution to the fashion industry.